Okay, okay, okay. It is hump day. It is Wednesday. And this is Weeknights. Holler. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna keep, we're gonna keep playing around till we get our Diddy. You know what I mean? And not P. Diddy.
Definitely not him.
Not that one. Not that one. But all right. I'm here with
I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka
well there you go. And stood gone.
Vamoose, aka Cool Grandma, but not really.
Yep.
I gotta put that on a shirt. Cool Grandma, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Call me Grams.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm JD, aka He Who Pots,
Yep.
aka I wish, you know, I wish that Beyonce didn't keep making fake announcements.
Fake announcements. How is her announcement fake?
This is not a Beyonce. This is not a country album. It's a Beyonce album.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it, Beyonce. We
Well,
love you. We love you.
we do.
But stop it.
Well, she said it was going to be genre bending,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
which I always come up here and say that I can respect the crossing of genres. Um, so sorry, I feel like I have to sneeze.
Nah, the
Um,
allergies are crazy. Don't even worry. You know what I mean? You sneeze all over the place. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm sitting here like, um,
Yep.
but she said that it will be genre bending. She said that it will, yes, it will not be a country album. It will be a Beyonce album. She is continuing the renaissance with Cowboy Carter. Um, I get why these things frustrate you.
Oh, I'm not mad. I just think it's bullshit. Like, stop
Mm,
it. It's silly to me. It's like you gave us this long post, and the very last thing you say is, "Oh, by the way, for clarity, it's not a country album. It's a Beyonce album." Okay, stop it.
right. Now, what I did
It's silly.
appreciate. Oh, sorry.
No, I just said it's silly. I'm not mad.
Yeah. What I did appreciate, though, is her saying that, maybe someday genre and race won't be so closely related. She said it differently, but that's what she said.
Yeah, I
Um,
dig that part.
yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that with that single line, you could imagine what some of her challenges have been. Because she also goes on to talk about the fact that this has been 5 years in the making,
Yeah.
and her inspiration is coming from um, an experience she had where she felt like she wasn't welcomed. So, I mean, we all know that like when she dropped these two songs, there was backlash. Like we were excited about it. There were a lot of people who were excited about it. But there were country stations that were refusing to play the songs.
Yes.
Until the girls called up and was like, "Hey, but we don't understand what this is." What do you
Was that Beyonce?
right? So, um, so I think that she's breaking barriers with this album. At least that's what it seems like it's going to do. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. We said that when we heard the first two songs.
right. But I mean, if it's gonna be a country album, it's okay. It could be a country album.
It's a country album. I mean, I don't understand. It's silly to me to be like, yo, I'm doing a hip hop album. Here's my hip hop singles and my hip hop ad, and then be like, all right, but actually, it's a Dash album, not a hip hop album. All
Right.
right, just put out the album. How
You
about that?
know, you know why I think she's saying this?
I have no clue why she's saying this.
I think she's managing expectations.
You think what?
I think she's managing expectations. I think she
Okay.
I think she's speaking to the people who think think that if it's a country album it has to be one particular way. I think she's speaking to the people who maybe aren't typically interested in country and saying, well, it's not exactly that. You might want to come over here and listen. I think this is her way of managing those expectations. I really do. I think that this is a way to say, hey guys, doing this strange, different thing. Not strange, but not typical for her. Expect me. Don't have any other expectations. I think that that's what this is, but I could be wrong.
Beyonce is a megastar. Beyonce is one of the top 5 artists, period, right now. She don't need to explain shit. She just need to put out
She
an
doesn't.
album with her name on it, and just that's it.
She doesn't need to explain anything. That doesn't mean that she doesn't want to or feel like she should. Those are different things.
Beyonce
We
ended
talk.
the first Renaissance movie, which I believe a second one is coming. But Beyonce ended the first Renaissance movie by saying, I don't have to say shit. I don't have to do shit. I have already exceeded all expectations of the industry and of myself. I'm her. She didn't say her. I'm paraphrasing this whole thing, by the way. I'm her, and there's nothing left for me to do here. Only what I want to do.
Okay.
Then we don't need a paragraph explanation, girl. Be her. Be that B word.
That bitch.
Yes, but I was saying B word for, multiple, reasons. You know,
You trying not to
triple
be funny.
entendre.
Yeah.
Just be B and drop the album, and that's it.
Right.
All the promo was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Even putting up the Cowboy Carter image with the saddle, all the marketing has been cool. It's been great.
Yeah.
Just drop it and that's it. We didn't need this. This it's gonna do numbers because she's Beyonce. It could suck and it's still gonna sell 2-3 times platinum because she's Beyonce. She's such a huge name that it's gonna sell like crazy.
Of course.
So there's nothing to manage. Just put it out.
And she's still an artist.
Okay.
She, okay. I, I'm
I
just
know
saying.
she's an artist, but choose one. Are you her? Do you not care? Like, I don't, it's so weird to me with artists today that it's like, yo, I don't care anymore. I did everything. Okay, but please care, please. Please care though.
Well, that's.
Please. Please care.
I mean,
But which one is
I
it?
can't speak
Like,
for
I
that,
don't
but to me, that's what this seems like. And maybe I'm misreading the situation. I'm not. I don't consider myself a part of the Beehive. I don't think the Beehive would say that I'm a part of them. So maybe there are people who can speak to this better than I can, but that's to me what this was. It was like, and there was a lot more said. I think there was a lot of gratitude there in terms of I put out these 2 songs, they're performing very well. I made the country charts, all of that. She acknowledged all of that. But I do think that that particular statement, was, an artist, being sensitive about their shit. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's that's how that read to me. Like, okay, I know y'all gonna be like, oh, this is not really country, or oh, this is too country, or oh, this is that. Let me just let y'all know, like, expect the unexpected. Expect me. Don't expect one way or the other way, but expect me. And I always show up, and I always give it to you guys. So expect that. Don't expect, you know. But like I said, maybe I'm reading too much into that. I don't know.
Beyonce always shows up.
Hmm.
Beyonce did Renaissance 1 and didn't explain shit.
Right.
And that was all the way left. It wasn't like, hey, this might be pseudo R&B. No, it was a complete dance album. And okay, so we understood this
Oh,
is a complete country album. Okay, so then that's it. What more do we need?
mm, I guess my thinking is that the
She
dance
don't want to scare
album.
the Beyonce fans away from the country music.
I don't even know if she's worried about scaring them away, but like I said, I think she's just. I think there could be a bit of, I'm trying to manage what's going on here. I'm kind of trying to shape the perspectives a little bit, and you know I don't know, just I don't know. Artists are sensitive, and you know sometimes when you're putting out work, we've talked about this before, when you're putting out work that people are not used to, um that can be, you can act a bit differently about it because of that, because it's not something that people are used to. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know her personally. I'm just kind of here, you know, interpreting it as I see it. But I could also be completely wrong about this, and maybe she's just like, hey, I am that bitch, and that's why you don't need to be worried about what genre this is. You just need to be worried about the fact that the bad bitchery is going to show up through and through.
That is not how that post read.
Okay.
And that's why I'm like, I don't get it. Because you already put your nuts on the table. Why are we explaining shit?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak to that.
It's weird. It's silly to me. I'm not mad. I just like, all right, well, what's this for? This is silly. You already put your nuts on the table. You're top of the charts. You broke records. I mean, what are we explaining for? Just put it out.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, we can move on.
Um,
Where would you like to go, good co-host?
Speaking of people who just put the music out,
Oh no, you feel like that about Cole?
I
Is
didn't.
that what you about to say?
I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Oh, okay. I got nervous. I'm about to say, oh no.
You
See,
said,
because I think this is the opposite.
well, you said just put the music out. So I'm saying people who did put the music out. We've got to talk about.
Oh, okay. Well, yes and no. He's playing around.
Yeah, he's playing
I,
games with us, and it's
he is. And I think this is funny to me too because, well, let's tell the people what we're talking about.
J. Cole put out more music, sort of.
J. Cole released a second vlog. I might delete this later, part two. And in this vlog, just like the first one, there's more music that is unavailable at the moment and may not be available. We don't know because J. Cole told us he has done 6 iterations of the album The Fall Off. And so in there, just like the first one, excuse me, we got a new song slash music video, a snippet of it, and it was pretty fire, not gonna lie. Um, but I think this is a great rollout. I think this is so funny and cool. And if you're a J. Cole fan, you know about quote unquote Little Cole. It was this voice thing. That's this thing that J. Cole used to do for many years. And I think it's really cool the way he's doing it. It's very like behind the scenes, but still funny. It's like they're using the little Cole thing and using it like it's a person walking through the venue trying to get into
Mhm.
places. But we're also learning really cool stuff. Like he bought his masters back from Jay-Z. And we don't know when, but that's referenced. We also learned, like I said, that he's had 6 iterations of the fall off. Um, I think this is cool. And if I haven't heard anybody say this yet, but if you pay attention, they do like a little scroll on the screen thing. I think there are 6 of these coming.
You think he's gonna
And
release
one,
all of them?
I think there are 6. I might delete this later. I think
Oh,
there's 4
oh,
more coming.
okay,
Yeah. I
okay.
think there's 4 more coming because on the screen at one point they kind of scroll and show you it's number 2, but
Mhm.
there's 6 in total. I
Mm,
don't think that's by accident. So I think this is a smart rollout. It's like he's giving us a doc, but
yeah.
in pieces every couple weeks. And my assumption is that it'll drop either after number 6 or between 5 and 6.
Okay.
I would assume between 5 and 6. I think this is cool. I think the music has been good.
Mhm.
Even at the end of it, he teases a Dipset flip. Um, I think it's all building anticipation and also doing it without saying much online. He's just dropping these and that's it. It's like, all right, here's content. Here's music in the content.
Mhm.
Here's some of the behind the scenes stuff. Here's some stories. But yeah, no antics. Um, unlike a lot of his peers, and I don't mean Beyonce when I say that, but a lot of the hip hop acts that we know they've been doing a lot of weirdo things the last couple years with rollouts, where it's like, is Dash really beefing with JD or is this just a rollout, right? And we've covered some of that stuff. I think this is the opposite. He's like, hey, I got all this content. I'm gonna put it out in little bites, and they're not long. This one was like 11 minutes, I think, or 12
Yeah,
minutes.
it was 11 minutes.
Yeah, so easily this is probably a doc that they put together, but decided we're going to release it in tidbits. So instead of an hour and a half in one shot, you're getting 12 minutes, 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 11 minutes, so on and so forth.
A lot more digestible.
Um, yeah, a lot more digestible. And then it's silly too. Like he's blowing his nose in one part, and he's like, I'm not afraid to blow my nose. I don't care if y'all see me blow my nose. Y'all be walking around going, all day, just blow your nose. See what I mean? Stop that sniffly shit. And I thought that was so funny. And just you get to see a silly side of Cole, which we
Right.
don't really see him like that unless it's in like a music video or something.
Yeah.
So I think it's all cool. I think it seems authentic. It seems
Mhm.
real. We're seeing him do tour dates and stuff like that as well
Mhm.
in there. We know he's still finishing up the tour with Drake. Um, So I think all of this is cool. I think all of this is probably the right way for Cole to do things in an era where people are doing all type of weirdo shit.
Yeah.
Here's what I do. Cole shoots docs. We know that he likes to shoot behind the scenes footage. We know that. Um, so why not use it to my advantage? Why not use it to build more hype
Mhm.
for my highly anticipated album? Because it is highly anticipated. It's not like people are not looking for the fall off.
Right.
So yeah, and this is which we know for years has been rumored to be Cole's last album. So
Mhm.
why not go out with a bang? If it is the last album, I hope it's not the last album. But
Well, he's getting people excited, and I like that. I think that's really cool. I like the bite-sized content too, and I think I think it's I think it's really smart to do it vlog style because that's what people are doing right now.
hmm
So it's really smart. It's kind of like giving you something that you see all the time, but in a very different way. Like you almost
yes,
realize what you're getting.
Right.
when you get it. Um,
Hmm.
but the reality of the situation is that it is saturated in a lot of different places that we go to on the internet.
Right.
Um, but he's doing it in a way that makes it interesting for him and makes it interesting for his fans. Um, so yeah, and I'm excited too. I'm excited. I'm excited for the album to come out. I'm excited that he's putting work out. Um, I think you said all of the things, so I don't
Okay.
really have too much to add to what you said. But yeah, it's exciting. I like this. I think this is. You know what I think about this? I prefer this, or I shouldn't say I prefer it. I think it's refreshing to have a rollout like this than one that is so salacious and sensationalized. And we get a lot of those.
Yeah.
I mean, we just spent time the other day talking about or trying to determine whether Glorilla um,
See.
and JT were, showing their bodies as part of a rollout. We talk often about Kanye West and the fact that he makes so much noise when he's about to release music or he's about to release something creative. We talk a lot about Drake and how Drake throws his public tantrums, how
Hmm.
Drake, how Drake complains about the people who like his music, dislike his music, whatever.
All of the things.
Um, so I think that we get a lot of like um overstimulation sometimes from these rollouts. And this one feels very calm and fun and low maintenance. And you can receive it in a low maintenance way also. It's not that it doesn't give you that anxiety that some of that stuff does. Um so so I like it. I think it's cool, and I'm excited for his new music. I am.
Yeah.
Um Agree. Hope it's not the last album, but if that's what it is, then I'm sure he's gonna make it worth our while.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure of that. Cole doesn't really disappoint.
Right. So, somebody else released music.
Who that?
Rhapsody.
Yes, and she gave an interesting little interview too.
She did. She
Yeah.
talked about balance. Um,
Yeah, he did.
in the female rap space.
Category. Hmm.
Yeah. She said, she thinks that that's what female rap needs, some balance. She didn't knock anyone. She didn't say anyone shouldn't be around or they shouldn't be rapping about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, she kind of did though. She said nobody's in the club 24/7. Stop that.
Oh, she did say that. But I didn't feel like she was talking about other people. I felt like she was talking about herself. I didn't I I
Oh,
didn't take it as a shot at her like trying to shoot at other people. I took it as, yeah, I'm not in the club 7 days a week. How would I rap about that?
no, I don't think that's what she meant at all. I think she meant all of the music coming out currently is turn up, talk my shit, dance, and club music. Uh, no one is doing that 24/7 because she said we we are uh I don't remember the exact quote, but she said like we're diverse, intricate human beings. Uh, there she wants to see more diversity in the stories that are being put out. No one's in the club 24/7.
Okay.
That wasn't about her.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about the field.
Well, yeah, it was, but what I'm saying is I didn't take it as she was dissing other. It wasn't like she said, "Well, I'm not out there shaking my ass all the time on stage and stuff like that." It didn't To me it didn't come off like she was trying to disrespect other female rappers or she was trying to beef with them, she was trying to start with them. It didn't come off that way to me. it
Oh,
came
okay,
off
that I
like
can agree with.
there's room for all of us. It
I
didn't,
think she.
you know,
Go ahead.
but to me, it didn't come off that way. And maybe she didn't mean it that way, but I didn't, um, because the questions, or maybe I have to watch it again. Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly, but
Well, I this reminded me of Cole on Angie. Cole on Angie spoke about how things are not balanced, how there need to be more people doing the things that him and Kendrick do,
hmm
um, and how it's so much tilted to one side.
right.
And that's what this reminded me of as soon as she started talking. And I don't think she was dissing other people. I agree with that, but this definitely was not about Rhapsody. This was about her saying there needs to be more of us like me, more of us fighting the battle for balance
hmm
because the scales are so one-sided where it's all turn up music, it's all ratchet music, it's all quote unquote club type stuff.
hmm
Um which is fine and it's not a knock, but we also need more than that.
Right.
And so that's what this reminded me of. It was almost the same conversation, just shorter,
hmm
because it seemed like she didn't want to stay there too long.
hmm
I also think who she was dissing was labels, because the next
Oh
thing
yeah,
she spoke
spoke about
about was how artist development no longer exists, and that's
right.
why superstars are so few and far between.
Yeah,
So I think that's who she was dissing, labels, because she even said India is doing amazing, but the label stuff not so much.
right.
Um, yeah, so I think that's where the
Mhm.
diss came. I don't think she was dissing the field. I think she was kind of pleading with the people and the labels to say like, "Yo, speak about other shit. Tell more stories than
Mhm.
turning up stories." Um, which is challenging because the labels don't seem to want that currently. Um, and there are lots of other talented people out there who can do those other things, but the label kind of dictates what we hear. The labels kind of dictate what we hear and who they push.
Right.
And so if they're not pushing someone like a Rhapsody or someone like a J. Cole or someone like a Lauryn Hill or someone like a Jean Grey or, the list goes on, but they're not going to push that. If they're not pushing that, excuse me, it makes it harder for the general populace to find these artists.
I was just about to
It
say,
then,
yeah. Do
yeah, it
people
then
go to
becomes,
look for it?
yeah, it then becomes the job of the artist and their fan base to spread the word, which is, I think that's what she's saying. It's like, we need more inclusion because women are not just people who turn up at the club 24/7.
Of course.
And she's right. Nobody is not man, woman, non-binary. Nobody is doing that
Right.
24/7. And I don't think anybody wants to hear that 24/7. And I think that was the message she was trying to tell labels. I think that's who this was really about, not necessarily about her peers, um, or the other women. I don't know if they should be called her peers, but the other women currently putting out music.
Mhm.
As far as her new song, she was responding directly to many people. That was a diss. That was her saying, "I'm tired of y'all asking me who I'm fucking." Uh,
Yeah, that
it,
was,
it
yep.
shouldn't it shouldn't
Mhm.
matter. There are other things to focus on,
Right. Yep.
and
Yep.
that was kind of funny to me. I got to be honest.
Yeah. And I'm really excited for her album because it seems like it's going to be visual and also a bit interactive. It's not just music.
Mhm.
There's some acting going on there. There's some skits and things going on. So I'm really excited about that. Some of the names that she has listed. I know Erica Badu is on there. I know this latest song, which right now I can't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. But the latest song starts off the first part of the audio. Well, there's video of her. being interviewed by Sanaa Lathan. Um, and that's how that song starts off. Um, I'm just really, I'm really intrigued, and I want
The
to
song is called Stand Tall.
stand tall. That's what it is. But yeah, I'm really excited um to to hear the rest of the album and you know see what she comes up with. It seems like it's going to be a really inspired and creative project. So
Yeah. It sounds like Rhapsody's tired of y'all based on these two singles.
right,
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Rhapsody is sick of the shit
yeah,
and addressing it all.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
like when artists get like that.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes you gotta talk your shit. Sometimes you
Yeah, I
gotta
like when artists are like,
get in
you know
everybody's
what?
face a little bit.
I heard what y'all said, and I got stuff to say.
Yeah, yeah,
I like when artists get like that
yeah. Agree. I like that.
because we get a little extra sauce, a little more pepper.
Little salt bay.
Yeah. Well, the salt is cool, but the spice is what I'm talking about. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
right. I just because I was sprinkling. So,
I got you. Totally got you.
right.
But yeah, we get a little more pepper, you know what I'm saying? A little more passion. And I always like that.
Yeah. No, that's always good.
Except from the one guy who I won't name, because he does it all the time. Aubrey.
Oh, he's just upset.
Yeah.
He
He's the
raps
only
like
one that
someone who
I'm a
needs
little
therapy.
tired of doing it. But for the most part, I like when people do it.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with you, you know, having an axe to grind and doing just that. Um, but I do think it's more impactful when like you kind of, have your typical way of doing things and then you come with some heat like that and you're like I have these things to say and I'm going to say it. I think it's more impactful than, an artist who just kind of gets on every song or every album and complains about you niggas that I don't like. Like, I think it's that you come to expect it, and sometimes it comes off corny, and yeah. So but we're not here to talk about that guy, so it's fine.
That's right.
But yeah, you
I
got
think we
anything
should wrap.
else?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think this is good for today.
I have one question for. Can I ask you a question? One
Sure.
minute. 1 minute. Netflix or Hulu or Max or one of the streamers, doesn't matter. You break up with somebody. How long before you cut them off of the streamers? I saw this question
Oh,
yesterday.
this is a good question because once upon a time, I had somebody on my Spotify
Ooh.
and we broke up and I let them rock for a long minute.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how
Okay.
long because it wasn't beef. It wasn't like I hate you. It was just things had to end, so we moved on.
Mm.
Then it came a time that Bestie, Miss Westie,
Mm-hmm.
needed some Spotify.
Mm.
And then I had to,
Swap. You did the swap. Okay.
yeah. I mean, if it's not costing me any extra money, if the money is the same, like you could rock out. As long as it's no beef, I don't care. You could rock out for however long.
What if
But if
there's
there's
beef?
beef, you got to go
Right away, expeditiously?
immediately. Hey, I'm letting you know. I'm gonna let you know at the breakup. Hey, this shit is over. You know what? Yeah, fuck you too, and you off the Netflix. All right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Petty
If
much.
it's if
Are
it's
we
beef. No, I'm letting
okay?
you know so it's not. So one day you don't wake up and be like, oh, they dropped a new season of The Crown. Let me go watch that. Oh, I've been removed. Oh man, that's
Well,
messed up.
okay. I
Yeah.
mean, all right.
But if it's not beef and it's
It's
not
not beef.
costing me extra money because you already have like whatever package or I have however many profiles, If it's no beef and we're still cool, go ahead, rock out till till
Hmm.
you no longer need to rock out. So
Okay.
somebody else needs that spot,
Okay.
and then
That's
I'm probably not gonna say anything. Then you probably will wake up and be like, "Hey, what happened here?" Sorry, it's been a while, so I thought it was okay to swap it out.
right.
Or at that point, I mean, if it's 6 months later and you wake up and there's no Netflix, you can't be mad. You got 6 months of Netflix.
No, but
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had a situation, and this I think was before profiles on Netflix. I was dating someone, and I would log into Netflix when I was at that person's home, and we would
Okay.
watch Netflix. I never logged out before I left because whatever.
That's why you watch Netflix. Right.
Right. So I would come back and Netflix would be there, We would watch a lot of Netflix.
And they would tell you like, "Hey, babe, I added some cool shit to the list."
Right. This was like at the height of the Netflix and chill, era, right?
I thought this was the height of the Netflix and chill era.
No, because
Again,
I feel like the Netflix and chill had an era, and I think like now we're all just Netflixing. It's not. I think it's a little bit different because remember Netflix was one of the only streamers at some point, right? I think about it. I'm talking about when there were no profiles. So anyway, we stopped. We stopped dating. I
wait, but
can't.
were y'all a couple? Because I think that
We were
matters.
not a couple.
Oh man, they should have been cut off immediately.
We were not a couple, but we were still like cool. Like we stopped dating. We never really. We never really like. You gonna keep shaking your head or?
Log out of all log out of all locations.
We never really like. Things kind of ended quietly between us.
Okay.
Like we just kind of stopped doing whatever we were doing. So I didn't really think about it. Back then, I didn't really watch Netflix a whole lot on my own. Like, it was just, whatever. So one day, I go to Netflix, and remember, there's no profiles. I go to Netflix, and I notice that there's all these cartoons. The history is showing all these cartoons, and I'm like, who's watching cartoons on my Netflix account? Not too many people have this account. And I'm like, who is this? I would later find out that this gentleman was dating a woman with a child.
That was my guess.
And
Easy guess. I'm about to say either he had a kid or was dating somebody with a kid.
they were watching cartoons on my Netflix.
Yeah, no, the baby was watching cartoons while they
Oh, that's what
was.
I meant by they.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying not to give away too much information. Like there was a
Oh, my
specific
bad.
show. There was like it was very and
They was watching every season of Yo Gabba Gabba.
no. But it is a very common show.
I'm being silly.
And so I'm like, oh, okay. But I didn't put two and two together in that moment, but I looked at it and I was like, odd. Like,
Yep.
what's going on here? And then I don't know. It took me a couple weeks to put it together. What was happening? And then I said, "Oh, I think it's time for me to change this password."
Absolutely. Log out of all locations.
So I changed the password, logged everybody out.
And they had the nerve to hit you up and say, "Hey, what happened to
What
Netflix?"
happened to the Netflix,
I knew that was coming.
nigga?
You got a lot of nerve.
You got a lot of fucking nerve.
Yeah.
You got a lot of fucking nerve. That was the end of
It's
that
me. Oh,
story.
okay. Then I'll leave it. Then I'll leave it there. I won't ask any further questions.
Because you got a lot of fucking nerve.
Yes, he did.
You think that I'm gonna pay for you and your new chick and her kid to watch TV?
It was only the kid watching.
The fuck is this? Niggas.
Yeah, that's wild.
Wild.
See?
Nasty contact me to ask me why you can't log in.
Yeah, nah. And I gotta be honest, I blame you for even letting him ever have it. Because if y'all wasn't even a couple, the day you left, the day it ended, you should have logged right out of that
I
motherfucker.
wasn't even thinking about it. It wasn't something that was on my radar. I wasn't watching Netflix every day or anything like that. I truly wasn't thinking about it. It wasn't on my radar. But
Until you saw Gullah Gullah Island all up on your shit. You know what I'm saying?
watching this to myself.
Like, I don't watch Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated series. What is this?
And at the time I was like, ain't no kids watching my Netflix.
Yes,
Who?
they were.
I learned my lesson after that. Like, log it out.
Yeah.
Log it out immediately. Just cut your losses. They don't need TV.
Especially if you're not a couple. If you're not a couple, nah. If you wifey, listen, rock out, boo. I know it's over, but as long as it's no beef, no,
Not
serious.
out, boo.
Yeah, especially if it's no beef, go ahead, baby, rock out. We still cool, right? If we still cool, go ahead, boo, rock out. Now, if you're not wifey, if you just a friend with benefits or every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock, you should never even have that info. But if by some reason I gave you that info
Mm-hmm.
when me and my shit walk out, that's part of my shit.
Of course.
It's
Of
getting lies. I'm
course.
walking out on some log out of all devices.
Right.
It's over.
Yeah, mm-mm.
Yeah,
I mean, Netflix, I mean, honestly, they're all making it really difficult for this to happen anyway, but
this is true.
because Netflix be like, are you traveling?
Right,
Netflix is ridiculous now. They'd be like, so are you traveling? Is it you? And are you traveling?
right.
So yeah. In fact, while we were doing this, while we were recording, I got a message from someone saying, "Hey, I don't think I can log into Netflix anymore." I kid you not.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. So clearly, I'm the one who still pays the Netflix bill.
And that's a problem too, but we'll talk about that another time.
Right. So anyway,
This was Weeknights. Thank you for joining us, especially if you made it this far. If you made it this far, what would you have done in that situation? Would you have logged them out to Netflix or let them rock? And are you like me, where if there's no beef, you let them rock out with the Netflix? Let us know. And for the rest of y'all, we'll see you tomorrow.
bye.